Welcome to day 12 in our deepening journey of emotional awareness. Let's continue our discovery of our more challenging emotions. Let's invite shame and guilt onto the stage. Shame and guilt are notoriously perceived as bad and negative. In reality, they are both core components in our capacity to develop self-reflection and self-regulation. And so they are vital to our personal growth. Shame and guilt are often spoken about in the same breath. But even though they both share a similar role in their service to us, they're actually very different, and both very much needed. Shame is a self-focused emotion. When we make a mistake or get something wrong, and we feel shame, we turn the spotlight on ourselves. We feel awful, we dread the way that other people may see us. We wish the ground would swallow us up. So shame holds a singular, self-focused experience. It's all about the way that people see me. It's all about the way I feel about myself. The core concern or the core focus is singular. Shame is about the way that we feel about ourselves, and so it carries a role of self-regulation. And of course, we will all get things wrong. We all make mistakes. This is part of being human. In truth, mistakes are actually part of our natural growth. They are a part of life's learning curve. Our mistakes actually play a vital role in the way that we develop meaning in our lives. They are a huge and important part of how we work out what's important to us. They're a huge part of how we work out what matters to us. Now, guilt is a different experience. Guilt is the way that we feel about others. When we make a mistake or get something wrong, we feel guilty because we realize that our actions have had a detrimental impact on another. We feel mortified because we've hurt or damaged someone else. Our attention, our focus, and our core concern is not singular. Our concern is more than ourselves. It's about the impact we've had on someone else. Guilt is actually the extraordinary emotion that enables us to develop a conscience, to be concerned about others and about the world beyond ourselves. So, providing we are able to listen to ourselves without judgment and retribution, both shame and guilt are key players in the evolution of our self-awareness and our personal growth. They are both key players in our ability to self-regulate our actions and to foster healthy relationships with both ourselves and with others. They are both key players in our development of healthy autonomy and healthy self-responsibility and healthy choice. One of the difficulties that we face in our world today is the misuse and manipulation of both of these vital core emotional components. As we have just understood, they are emotions that we need to be able to process the consequences of our own actions. They are not emotions that we should be using to control others or the actions of others. Their service to us is one of self-regulation, not the regulation or the control of others. When shame is used to control or manipulate others, in the naming, blaming, shaming game, using exposure and humiliation, it often has the opposite effect to the desired accountability. Exposure and humiliation is far more likely to make us afraid to make mistakes, and therefore less able to engage in any kind of confident self-responsibility and healthy growth. And likewise, guilt. Most of us at some point in our lives will have experienced guilt being used as a punitive tool for manipulation. Used in this way, guilt creates very toxic relationships, relationships that are built on a misuse of power. None of us should be forced to give out of guilt or obligation. Healthy giving is born of love and authentic desire. So let's allow ourselves to receive the gifts that these two vital emotions bring to our lives. Let's honour and appreciate the meaning and the significance that both shame and guilt contribute to our personal growth and our personal learning. Let's meditate together. As we begin this meditation, we will focus on our thought for today. My mistakes nurture my growth and my integrity. My mistakes nurture my growth and my integrity. In the first part of our meditation, as you hear the singing bowl, we will focus on the release of any stored up emotional tension. We will be particularly mindful to release any need for critical self-analysis and any kind of critical mental understanding or critical thinking of any of our emotions that surface. And we'll be mindful to ensure that we release any thoughts about having to do this properly. In the second part of our meditation, as you hear the singing bowl again, we will move to a place of stillness and calm, a place of thoughtful limits, knowing that we can choose to return to a place of further release at a later time. Making sure that you are in a safe place. Get into a comfortable position and close your eyes. Allow yourself to breathe naturally, gently and deeply. As you breathe out, notice any areas of your body where you are carrying tension, and encourage that part of your body to relax. Give your body a voice and allow your body to be heard. To be received, and as any emotions surface, allow their release and then return yourself to breathing gently. I'm sure that most of us will have experienced both shame and guilt in ways that haven't felt particularly helpful. Particularly if we've made a mistake and we felt judged. When our mistakes are viewed from a highly critical position or from a very punitive position. These powerful emotions are here to aid us in learning from our experiences. And it's vital that we release any history that we carry in relation to both shame and guilt. So just notice anywhere that those emotions may be resting in your body. Gently allow these feelings to surface and allow their release. What we do now is what matters. Punitive retribution has never served any of us as a learning process. And any kind of reinforcement of both shame and guilt in an inappropriate way is far more likely to stifle growth. So let's allow these feelings to surface and just a gentle release. It's time to place a safe boundary around this part of our meditation. It's time to bring the release of emotions to a close. As we clear the space within ourselves, we can begin to relax and move gently into a space of stillness, a space of presence and a space of calm. Continue to breathe naturally, gently and deeply. And as you hear the singing bowl again, we'll draw our meditation to a close. It's time to draw our meditation to a close. Throughout the day, remind yourself from time to time of our thought for today. My mistakes nurture my growth and my integrity. My mistakes nurture my growth and my integrity. Keep this thought in mind. Perhaps write it on a piece of paper and carry it with you. Every now and then remind yourself of this thought and allow yourself to return to the memory of the calmness and the stillness that we experience following the release of any stored up emotional history. We can't go back and change the things that we've done in the past. But of course, what we can do is to choose to learn from these experiences. And we can make changes right here and right now. We don't have to tie ourselves to the past. In growing beyond an experience, we can choose to live well, both in the present and of course also in our future. Take care.